Yeah, this is Darby Allin, and you're watching AEW Insider.
What's up, peeps? We're back. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for our YouTube edition of the AEW Insider. The show's not going to be super long today, but I wanted to make sure you peeps got your daily dose of some great wrestling news and rumors. So let's get to the show. AEW. Referee Bryce Resberg spoke about the time that somebody talked Darby Allin out of a dangerous move backstage. He said, "I have been a wrestling fan for almost 30 years, and I have never seen anyone with the explosiveness and snap that Darby Allin has. His matches are a sellout at the monitor for the Bryce demographic. I once sat in the locker room in Indianapolis and listened to Jon Moxley talk Darby Allin out of a particularly dangerous move. Jon Moxley talked somebody out of a dangerous move, and that is one thing for Darby Allin to be talked out of doing something crazy, but by the master mayhem himself, Moxley, I think that's the crazier part. Speaking of Darby, I posted a video of him doing a coffin drop inside a 7-Eleven. One of Sammy Guevara's goons tried to sneak attack him, and Darby hit him with it. Brody Lee made fun of Vince McMahon in a segment on Dynamite last night. He kicked the man out of a room for sneezing while he was eating a steak. In the past, Vince McMahon has done the same exact thing to his workers at a Morton Steakhouse and backstage. It was noted that some people are very upset about the shots at McMahon, especially people within the WWE. On the WWE, Killer Kross finally made his debut by promo at the close of NXT Wednesday night. Mandy Rose did an interview with Digital Spy. They asked her how it is to work with Otis and how he is in real life. She said, "He's exactly who he is on TV. He's always been like that ever since his NXT days. He walk around the Performance Center and he called me Peach and Mandy Candy. The whole Mandy Candy and Peach thing started in NXT a couple years ago. It was always really funny. He'd even cut promos on me. It's like a Beauty and the Beast storyline, and it's awesome. But I never thought they'd be this much into it and put this much behind it or even care about it that much. It's really cool." And on her spot with Otis during the Royal Rumble. "It was kind of nerve-wracking, but we're so used to so many spots being like that. You really just gotta be in your A-game and focus. When your adrenaline's pumping, you're in the moment. It was definitely nerve-wracking, but we got it done." Supersport asked Keith Lee what he thought of the reaction to when he faced off Brock Lesnar at the Royal Rumble. Lee said, "In that moment, it just felt like that's where I was supposed to be. Even though I feel like it was slightly unexpected to the reaction I got from 4,200 people. They really wanted Keith Lee to show out. They got something special in my opinion. Maybe in the future there's a chance that Keith Lee versus Brock Lesnar on a one-on-one match could happen. I feel like I'm one of the very few that can go toe-to-toe with him. Hopefully, that'll come to fruition." WWE Hall of Famer Bullet Bob Armstrong is suffering from bone cancer in his ribs, shoulder, and prostate. On top of that, he's 80 years old. The pro wrestling legend is apparently refusing to get any treatments to attempt to fight off the disease. He was a multi-time NWA regional champion and a major player for Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He was also ranked by PWI as one of the top 500 wrestlers between 1995 all the way up to the year 2003. Mike Johnson stated on PW Insider Elite Audio that WWE employees are not happy with Vince going on with WrestleMania this year. He said, "I can confirm after speaking with dozens of people in the company. I'm talking wrestlers, people behind the scenes, whatever. There is only one person who felt that they should have went forward with WrestleMania, and that is Vince McMahon himself." The Rated R superstar Edge gave his thoughts on NXT and said which NXT member he would love to get in the ring with. Edge said, "There's so many talents, you can seriously point to everyone on the roster. Obviously, Tommaso Ciampa and I have a very close relationship. We're both neck guys, for a lack of better term. So he's picking my brain a lot, and I love it a lot because he cares a lot, and he'll also try those ideas. I love Johnny Gargano. To me, the guy is dialed in completely and found exactly what he's supposed to do to take on Finn Balor. It's exciting to watch him right now. For me, him and Gargano set the template for what an NXT match should be going forward." Edge also continued, You got your workhorses like Adam Cole, who's just out there week in, week out, night in, night after night, grind the grind. You just got to tip your hat to that guy. Keith Lee is so impressive. I'd love to be able to get into the ring with that guy and just show him exactly what he is and how he can be. Velveteen Dream to me is just this raw, completely natural character. He just found this character and that's so exciting to watch. It's just not all about his moves or 84 super kicks. He's tapped into his character and it's really fun to watch and to see where he takes it. The future is good in the Goldbrain's hand. Random wrestling news. Well, Vice has scored their highest viewership ever with the Chris Benoit episode. It got about 100,000 more views than the season 1 premiere did. Netflix made a WWE movie about a kid who wants to be a wrestling superstar. It's called The Main Event. The trailer drops this Friday for it, and the movie stars Kofi Kingston, Sheamus, The Miz, Keith Lee, Bray Wyatt, Beth Phoenix, Otis, Mauro Ranallo, and others. It does premiere on Netflix on April the 10th. Now, I've been reporting on Teddy Hart for eons, and especially all through his recent arrests. Well, he was arrested again today. According to the Richmond County Jail, Teddy Hart has been arrested again. He was booked into the jail at 1:15 today and has a court date. Edward Ellsworth Annis, also known as Teddy Hart, was also arrested back in February on 3 counts of possession of a Schedule III controlled substance, and possession with intent to sell and distribute. He was released on March 18th and was set to face an April court date. Hart was recently involved with an altercation with an independent wrestler named Ace Montana. Montana claimed Hart attacked his girlfriend, which is Ring of Honor wrestler Maria Manic. I literally had to pull my gun on Teddy Hart and throw him out of my friend's house. This piece of shit literally choked out and physically assaulted Maria Manic. He would not let her go get help. She texted me, "I'm in danger." Never ever did I think I would meet a piece of shit like this guy who has now been arrested with felony charges against him. I don't think this guy knew how close to death he fucking was. This video is me kicking him out right before the cops came and arrested him. I did post a video on our Facebook and our Twitter, so definitely check it out. It is insane. Hart is fucking lucky he did not get shot. And as I said before all these recent arrests happened, he left MLW and he was backstage and about to be re-signed with WWE. I reported a few days ago that Braun Strowman told independent wrestlers to find a new profession. Well, Jim Cornette did not like what he said. So Cornette said, "Up until 7 years ago, Strowman was a fucking bum. When you're as big as strong as Strowman, WWE notices you, and they basically pay you to go to school. He was paid to train. He has a guaranteed contract, and he gets paid whether he wrestles or not. He couldn't survive in an actual wrestling business. He never had to pay his dues. He got paid to train and learned, and he got the contract. I don't understand why Strowman acts like it was their choice to have their bookings canceled. For a guy with guaranteed money to be down on them, fuck you, you big fat fuck. He's a fathead." Also, I reported that WWE's Sunny was starting a premium Snapchat. Well, she's definitely taken advantage of the coronavirus epidemic. She tweeted, "Good morning. My coronavirus special is still up and running for my Snapchat members. Be part of my premium Snapchat while you're stuck in the house with nothing to do. Email me at blah 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 for all the deets. Here's what you've been missing." And it had a very provocative photo. And finally, UFC light heavyweight champion Jon Jones was arrested earlier this morning in Albuquerque, New Mexico. The fighter was charged with aggravated DWI. He had the use of a firearm, possession of an open container, and he was also driving with no proof of insurance. The cops gave details of the stop and arrest, and it's posted on our YouTube and Twitter if you want to check it out. All right, peeps. Well, that's it. Like I said, I just wanted to bring you some great news real quick. Remember, we are running our Series 1 AEW action figure giveaway. If you want to have your chance to win, make sure you like and comment on one of our YouTube videos, follow us on Twitter, and go to our Facebook group. Also on YouTube or on any of our other social media, definitely comment, tweet to me, whatever, which figure that you would like to win. Would you like Le Champion, Kenny Omega, Cody Rhodes, Brandy, or one of the Young Bucks. So definitely let me know so I know what you guys are out there looking for. Definitely check us out on all major podcasting platforms, also on Facebook and YouTube under the AEW Insider, and follow us on Twitter under the AEW Insider 1 as in the number 1. As always, I'm your host, Lee Benson. Thank you so much for joining us for the AEW Insider. Ciao, peeps.